come to order. Just a reminder, everybody, live web streaming will be available through the State Board of Education website. And before we do the roll call, I'd like to note that Rachel Wise and Molly O'Halloran contacted me in advance to let me know that they would be absent from today's meeting due to other commitments. Denise, would you please call roll?
John Witzel,
Here.
Patricia Tim,
Yes.
Patsy Ko-Johns,
Here.
Rachel Wise, Lisa Fricke,
Present.
Patrick McPherson,
Present.
Molly O'Halloran, Maureen Nichols,
Here.
Commissioner Bloomstead.
Present.
And
6
if we
present, 2 absent.
Thank you, Denise. We'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Information regarding the Open Meetings Act is posted on the east wall of this room on the south side of the door. Live web streaming will be available through the State Board of Education website. I'd like to remind board members to engage their microphones before speaking and to turn them off when they are done speaking. And please turn off your cell phones at this time. Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of the April 5 and 6, 2018 State Board of Education meeting?
I so move. Second.
Second. Lisa and Patsy, is there any discussion on this motion? Seeing none, Denise, please call roll.
Maureen Nichols,
Yes.
Patrick McPherson,
Yes.
Lisa Fricke,
Yes.
John Witzel,
Yes.
Patricia Tim,
Yes.
Patsy Ko-Johns,
Yes.
Rachel Wise, Molly O'Halloran. 6 yes, 2 absent.
Motion passes. Approval of the agenda. Commissioner Bloomstead, are there any recommended changes to today's agenda?
No, I don't have any changes.
Is there a motion to approve today's agenda with the recommended changes? Well, we don't have any changes, so
So move.
move.
Second.
And this might be a first for all of us, but we have no.
No, we gotta vote
Okay. Denise, please call roll.
Witzel,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
Ko-Johns,
Yes.
Wise, Fricke,
Yes.
McPherson,
Yes.
O'Halloran, Nichols.
Yes.
6 yes, 2 absent.
Thank you very much, Denise. This might be a first for all of us, but there are no public comment applicants this morning. So with that, we will move on. And also, moving on to the agenda, we will have to go now to policy.
This is 7.2 on our action items.
Thank you.
I move to approve proposed revisions to the State Board Bylaw B3, State Board Member Code of Conduct.
Second.
There's been a motion and seconded. Roll call, please.
McPherson,
Yes.
Wise, Ko-Johns,
Yes.
Witzel,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
Fricke,
Yes.
O'Halloran, Nichols.
Yes.
6 yes, 2 absent.
Thank you very much, Denise. Now we'll move on to AQuest Teaching and Learning Domain Committee regards the assessment. Maureen, is there a motion on item 7.3.A.1 on the contract with ACT?
I move to grant the Commissioner the authority to enter into a contract with ACT to provide Nebraska Student-Centered Assessment System, NSCAS, ACT Plus writing, and related services for 2018-2019.
Second.
Motion made by Maureen, second by Pat. Is there any discussion on this motion? Seeing none, Denise, please call roll.
Ko-Johns,
Yes.
Witzel,
Yes.
Nichols,
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
McPherson,
Yes.
Wise, Fricky,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
O'Halloran. 6 yes, 2 absent.
Motion passes. Next, Maureen, is there a motion on item 7.3.A.2 on the contract with the Data Recognition Corporation?
Yes. I move to grant the Commissioner the authority to enter into a contract with Data Recognition Corporation to provide Nebraska Student-Centered Assessment System, NSCAS, alternate assessments and related services for 2018-2019.
Is there a second?
Second.
Made by Maureen, seconded by Pat. Is there any discussion on this motion? Seeing none, Denise, please call roll.
Fricky,
Yes.
Witzel,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
O'Halloran, McPherson,
Yes.
Kojans,
Yes.
Wise. 6 yes, 2 absent.
Thank you. Motion passes. Thank you very much, Denise. Marina, is there a motion on item 7.3.A.3 on the contract with Northwest Evaluation Association?
Yes. I move to grant the Commissioner the authority to enter into a contract with Northwest Evaluation Association to provide Nebraska Student-Centered Assessment System, NSCAS, general assessments and related services for 2018-2019.
Thank you, Maureen. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Pat. Is there any discussion on this item? Seeing none, Denise, please call roll.
Kojans,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
McPherson,
Yes.
Fricky,
Yes.
Witzel,
Yes.
Wise, O'Halloran. 6 yes, 2 absent.
Thank you very much, Denise. Now we'll move on to the AQuest Student Success and Access Domain. Patsy Johns will be, if you will, leading the domain committee on this. Patsy, is there a motion on item 7.4.A.1 on the grant subaward from RAND?
Yes. I move to grant the Commissioner the authority to accept a grant subaward from the RAND Corporation to implement an effective violence prevention program in schools.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Lisa. Is there any discussion on this motion? Hearing and seeing none. Denise, please call roll.
McPherson,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Fricky,
Yes.
Kojans,
Yes.
Witzel,
Yes.
Wise, O'Halloran. 6 yes, 2 absent.
Thank you, Denise. Patsy, is there a motion on item 7.4.A.2 on the contract with ESU 9?
Yes. I move to grant the Commissioner the authority to continue contracting with ESU 9 for assistance with the implementation of the Nebraska State Plan for Education of Children who are deaf or hard of hearing.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Maureen. Is there any discussion on this motion? Hearing, seeing none. Denise, please call roll.
Kojans,
Yes.
Witzel,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
McPherson,
Yes.
Fricky,
Yes.
Wise, O'Halloran. 6 yes, 2 absent.
Motion passes. Thank you, Denise. Moving into transitions right now, Patsy. Patsy, is there a motion on item 7.4.B.1 on interim program schools?
I move to approve interim program schools to operate for the 2018-2019 school year under Rule 1892 NAC 18, regulations and procedures for the approval of interim program schools in county detention homes, institutions, and juvenile emergency shelters.
Second.
Second by Patrick. Is there any discussion on this item? Seeing, hearing none. Denise, please call roll.
Nichols,
Yes.
McPherson,
Yes.
Fricky,
Yes.
Kojans,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
Witzel,
Yes.
Wise, O'Halloran. 6 yes, 2 absent.
Motion passes. Education opportunities and access. Patsy, is there a motion on item 7.4.C.1 on Nebraska early learning guidelines?
Yes, I have moved to approve the Nebraska Early Learning Guidelines, Nebraska's Birth to 5 Learning and Development Standards.
Second.
Motion made by Patsy, second by Patricia. Is there any discussion on this motion? Seeing and hearing none, Denise, please call roll.
Tim,
Yes.
O'Halloran, Nichols,
Yes.
McPherson,
Yes.
Fricky,
Yes.
Wise, Kojons,
Yes.
Witzel.
Yes.
6 yes, 2 absent.
Next action item, Patsy, is there a motion on item 7.4.C.2 on awards early childhood program grants?
I move to approve awards for new and expansion early childhood education program grants to the identified public school districts.
Second.
Second by Patricia. Tim. Is there any discussion on this motion? Seeing and hearing none, Denise, please call the roll.
Fricky,
Yes.
McPherson,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Witzel,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
Kojons,
Yes.
Wise, and O'Halloran. 6 yes, 2 absent.
Thank you, Denise. We'll move on to Strategic Planning, Performance, and Improvement Committee. Vice President Tim, is there a motion on item 7.5.A on accreditation for ESUs under Rule 84?
Yes, I move to approve accreditation for the educational service units appearing on the accompanying list for the 2018-2019 school year in accordance with the provisions of Rule 84, 92 NAC 84 regulations for educational service units.
Thank you very much, Patricia. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Maureen. Is there any discussion on this item, on this motion? Seeing and hearing none, Denise, please call roll.
McPherson,
Yes.
Fricky,
Yes.
Kojons,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Witzel,
Yes.
Wise, O'Halloran. 6 yes, 2 absent.
Thank you very much, Denise. Vice President Tim, is there a motion on item 7.5.B on the contract with Shirley Vargas?
Yes, I move to grant the Commissioner the authority to contract with Shirley Vargas to provide services of the Student Achievement Coordinator position on a temporary basis.
Second.
Seconded by Maureen. Is there any discussion on this motion? Seeing and hearing none, Denise, please call roll.
Nichols,
Yes.
Fricky,
Yes.
McPherson,
Yes.
Kojons,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
Witzel,
Yes.
Wise, O'Halloran. 6 yes, 2 absent.
Motion passes. Thank you, Denise. Next, we'll come to the approval of the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Motion. Okay, motion was made by Patsy, second by Patricia. Tim, is there any discussion on this motion? Seeing and hearing none, Denise, please call roll.
Witzel,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
Kojons,
Yes.
Fricky,
Yes.
McPherson,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Wise, O'Halloran. 6 yes, 2 absent.
Motion passes. Thank you very much. We will move on now to board reports, dates, and discussion items. First of all, I'd like to ask, is there a motion to approve meetings that took place in the past that were not previously approved for Maureen McNichols for attending the NETA conference on April 19th, 2018?
So moved.
So moved. The motion was made by, who made the motion?
Either Pat or Pat.
Either one.
Yeah,
Either
you
one.
can
Second
pick
by
one of
Pat,
us
Pat.
for,
Okay.
yeah,
Pat and
Pat or
Pat.
Pat,
Okay,
second.
Pat.
yeah, we'll split that one.
Is there any discussion on this motion? Seeing, hearing none, Denise, please call roll.
Witzel,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
Kojons,
Yes.
Fricky,
Yes.
McPherson,
Yes.
O'Halloran, Wise, Nichols.
Abstain.
5 yes, 2 absent, 1 abstain.
Very good.
One more.
Yep. Is there a motion to approve the future meetings participation?
No, 10.1.
10.1.
I have to be here.
Oh, okay, got it. Thank you. Very good. Is there a motion to approve the 3 meetings that took place in the past that were not previously approved for Rachel Wise?
So move.
Second.
Second. Is there any discussion on this item? Seeing, hearing none, roll call, please.
Witzel,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
Co-Johns,
Yes.
McPherson,
Yes.
Wise, Fricky,
Yes.
O'Halloran, Nichols.
Yes.
6 yes, 2 absent.
Motion passes. Thank you very much, Denise. We'll move on now to what I started, but now let's see if it finishes. Is there a motion to approve the future meeting participation?
So moved.
Second.
Patricia and Patsy. Is there any discussion on this motion? Seeing, hearing none, Denise, please call roll.
McPherson,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Fricky,
Yes.
Co-Johns,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
Witzel,
Yes.
Wise, O'Halloran. 6 yes, 2 absent.
Thank you very much. The next items, Commissioner, the next items are information items and written reports for the board and for information only. Would you like to add any of these?
No, I'd probably just say, I mean, I know we're coming to the conclusion of this, I guess we'd probably end up having to recess, just
Yeah.
what kind of a point, the hearings that we have scheduled have to be scheduled and start at 10 o'clock, and obviously Leslie Donnelly would be here for that point in time, so that's all I'd add at this moment.
If that is the case, Commissioner, we will recess until 10 o'clock.
Well. That's a first.
Scheduled 10 a.m. hearings. The first hearing is for NDE case 18-02, Donald Webben versus the Commissioner. The State Board of Education is prepared to consider the disposition of case number 18-02, Donald Webben versus the Commissioner. The Board has been provided with the record of the Nebraska Professional Practices Commission proceedings containing the findings of fact, conclusions of law, and recommendation of the Commission. All of the pleadings, exhibits, and written script of the NPBC hearing are marked by the State Board as Exhibit 1. A notice of disposition hearing and certified return receipts are marked as Exhibit 2. If there is no objection, these will be received. We will first hear from the representative of the NPPC, then the petitioner, and finally a representative of the respondent. Each representative will be given 10 minutes to present his or her statements. The board will not receive any additional evidence or testimony beyond the contained in Exhibits 1 and 2. Will the representative of the Professional Practices Commission please come forward, be seated, and identify yourself?
Good morning. I am Kelly Mothersbaugh, and I am here representing the Nebraska Professional Practices Commission on the matter of Donald Webben versus Matthew L. Bloomstead. The commission found that the respondent's certificate was revoked by the State Board of Education on the 4th day of February 2014 for a period of 2 years, beginning on that same date. The petitioner alleges that he has complied with the order of revocation and has met the requirements for issuance of a certificate, and has stated that he understands those requirements and that he will not violate or fail to comply with any of the same if he is issued a new certificate. The commission deliberated on the facts before it and recommends to the State Board of Education that Donald Webben be allowed to apply for reinstatement of his certificate.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Does any board member have any questions of the clerk? Seeing none, thank you very much. Will the petitioner please come forward, be seated, and identify yourself?
Sarah Gulak, 301 Centennial Mall South, 6th floor in Lincoln, Nebraska, here on behalf of the Commissioner of Education, Dr. Matt Bloomstead, petitioner in this matter. We are in support of the Professional Practices Commission recommendation to allow Mr. Webben to apply for his teaching certificate, and I will happily answer any questions you have.
Seeing none, ma'am, thank you very much. Will the respondent please come forward, be seated, and identify yourself, please? Thank you.
Donald Webben, 1614 5th Avenue, Kearney, Nebraska, 68845, and I'm representing myself on this behalf.
Do any board members have any questions for the respondent?
John?
Yeah, Marie.
I would just like to say, Mr. Webben, I really appreciate you coming and sitting before us. I know it has to be tough to do this, but we don't often see those, whatever their case is. So I really appreciate you being here today so that we can put a face to a name.
Absolutely. I came just because I want the board to know that I am serious about getting my certificate back. I have worked very hard to get back to where I am at this point in my life. I have prepared a statement. Did you guys want to hear that at this point in time?
Absolutely,
Okay.
yes, sir.
Members of the State Board of Education, thank you for taking the time to consider this, the reinstatement of my teaching certificate today. On November 22nd, 2012, I made the biggest mistake of my life. I chose, after a night of drinking with friends, to drive home. I rolled my vehicle on a gravel road, and one of my passengers lost their life. My world came crashing down. I was a first-year teacher. I had just bought the vehicle 5 days prior, and I was closing on a home at that point in time in my life. After the accident, I did everything that I could in order to stay in the classroom. I wrote sub-plans for 3 months from home without being able to actually go to the school and see my kids that I had been teaching. I was never able to explain to them exactly what happened, and that really, really has stayed with me. You know, I volunteered at Wood River Elementary once my resignation had been accepted by Northwest Public School System. I was then asked to substitute teach at Wood River on multiple occasions until my certificate was revoked. After the revocation, I wanted to stay in the school system, so I applied and got a job as a custodian for Grand Island Senior High. I worked my way up to the nighttime supervisor position, and I'm currently the head custodian at Kearney High School. Last June, I married a wonderful woman and inherited a 9-year-old stepson that calls me daddy. I'm the assistant den leader for his Bear Cub Scouts, and tomorrow he's super excited because we're going camping. I have become extremely involved in my church, and most Sundays you can find me on stage playing guitar in the worship team. In my free time, I have started taking photography classes online and have just recently launched my own photography business. I've worked extremely hard to put all the pieces back together in my life. The one piece that's missing for me is my teaching certificate. My mom's a teacher for 33 years at Wood River, and it's in my blood. I grew up in a classroom helping her. There have been times through all this that I have considered taking a different career path and moving away from teaching. But especially when I see the aha moments in my son's face when I'm helping him with homework or things of that nature, it reminds me why I chose this career path, why I decided to teach, and how much I miss being in the classroom. I know I made a huge mistake, and I think about that every single day, and I pay for it every single day. And I just hope that you guys can see the steps that I have taken in order to better myself and better my life and the life of my family. And I hope you guys can take into consideration the reinstatement of my teaching certificate today. So I thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Webb. Thank you very much, sir. We will now move on to hearing NDE case number eight.
You have to close this.
Oh, I'm sorry. The proceeding is now closed. The board will make a determination in this matter at a later time. Thank you. We will now move into hearing NDE case number 18-03, Commissioner versus Brooks Wells. The State Board of Education is prepared to consider the disposition of case 18-03, Commissioner versus Brooks Wells. The board has been provided with a record of Nebraska Professional Practices Commission's proceedings containing the findings of facts, conclusions of law, and recommendation of the commission, all of the pleadings, exhibits, and a written transcript of the NPPC hearing are marked by State Board as Exhibit 1. The notice of disposition hearing and the certified return receipts are marked as Exhibit 2. If there is no objections, these will be received. We will hear first from the representative of the NPPC, then the petitioner, and finally a representative of the respondent. Each representative will be given 10 minutes to present his or her statements. The board will not receive any additional evidence or testimony beyond that contained in Exhibits 1 and 2. Will the representative of the Professional Practices Commission please come forward, be seated, and identify yourself?
Good morning again. I am Kelly Mothersbaugh, and I am representing the Nebraska Professional Practices Commission on the matter of Matthew L. Bloomstead versus Brooks Wells. The respondent was employed as a substitute teacher by the Grand Island Public Schools until the end of the 2015-2016 school year. During the 2015-16 school year, while the respondent was a long-term substitute teacher for the Grand Island Public Schools, he developed a personal relationship with a senior female student. During the 15-16 school year, the respondent exchanged personal text messages with the student, and in approximately June 2016, after the student graduated, the respondent asked the student to assist him in dog sitting for a friend in which the two would frequently meet up at the friend's residence and on one occasion engaged in sexual intercourse at the respondent's initiation. The commission deliberated on the facts before it and recommends to the State Board of Education that the respondent's certificate be permanently revoked.
Does any board member have any questions? If not, I do. Ma'am, I see the vote on this was 6 yes, 3 no. I didn't find any in the documents, exhibits, or any of the records why these individuals voted no.
Well, I can't speak to the reasons
Understand.
why they spoke or why they voted no because I'm not in
I
the
understand that.
executive session.
But for the record, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah,
Thank you.
sure.
Thank you very much. Will the petitioner please come forward, be seated, and identify yourself?
Sarah Hulak, 301 Centennial Mall South, 6th floor, Lincoln, Nebraska, here on behalf of the Commissioner of Education, Dr. Matt Bloomstead, petitioner in this matter. We are in support of the Professional Practices Commission's recommendation, as it is consistent with prior cases and statutes for similar circumstances, and the facts and records warrant permanent revocation in this matter. I'm happy to answer any questions you have.
Any questions? Seeing none, thank you very much, ma'am. Will the respondent please come forward, be seated, and identify yourself? The record will reflect that respondent did not appear. This proceeding is now closed. The board will come to determination in this matter at a later time. Our last case is hearing NDE case number 18-04, Commissioner versus Jesse Fisher. The State Board of Education is prepared to consider the disposition of case number 18-04, Commissioner versus Jesse Fisher. The board has been provided with the record of the Nebraska Professional Practices Commission's proceedings containing the findings of facts, conclusions of law, and recommendation of the commission. All of the pleadings, exhibits, and a written transcript of the NPPC hearing are marked by the State Board as Exhibit 1. The notice of disposition hearing and the certified return receipts are marked as Exhibit 2. If there's no objection, these will be received. We will first hear from the representative of the NPPC, then the petitioner, and finally the representative of the respondent. Each representative will be given 10 minutes to present his or her statements. The board will not receive any additional evidence or testimony beyond that contained in Exhibits 1 and 2. Will the representative of the Professional Practices Commission please come forward, be seated, and identify yourself?
Good morning again. I'm Kelly Mothersbaugh, and I'm here representing the Nebraska Professional Practices Commission on the matter of Matthew L. Bloomstead versus Jesse Fisher. The respondent was employed as an art teacher by the Westside Community Schools beginning with the 2014-2015 school year until his resignation was accepted by the Westside School Board on April 17, 2017. On April 5, 2017, the respondent was observed by a student to be slumped over and appeared to be unconscious at his desk, while other students were also present. The respondent was observed by school administration to have an odor of an alcoholic beverage about his person, along with slurred speech. The respondent admitted to consuming alcohol into the early morning on that same date. The respondent agreed to have his blood tested for alcohol, and his blood alcohol concentration test initially resulted as a 1.69 during the late morning hours on April 5th of 2017. The commission deliberated on the facts before it and recommends to the State Board of Education that the respondent's certificate be revoked for a period of 5 years.
Does any board member have any questions of the clerk? Seeing none, thank you very much. Will the petitioner please come forward, be seated, and identify yourself?
Sarah Hulak, 301 Centennial Mall South, 6th floor in Lincoln, Nebraska, here on behalf of Commissioner of Education, Dr. Matt Bloomstead, petitioner in this matter. We are in support of the Professional Practices Commission's recommendation, as it is consistent with prior cases and statutes for similar circumstances, and the facts and record warrant the revocation in this matter. I'm happy to answer any questions you have.
See or hear no questions, thank you very much. Will the respondent please come forward, be seated, and identify yourself? The record will reflect that the respondent did not appear. The proceedings are now closed. The board will make a determination in this matter at a later time. Is there a motion to go into executive session?
Yes. I move that the State Board go into executive session to deliberate and receive advice from legal counsel on the contested cases.
Is there a second?
Second.
Pat and Maureen, is there any discussion on this motion? Denise, please call roll call.
Witzel,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
Co-Johns,
Yes.
Wise, Fricky,
Yes.
McPherson,
Yes.
O'Halloran, Nichols.
Yes.
6 yes, 2 absent.
Thank you very much. I'd like to repeat the motion one more time for clarity, that we have moved the State Board to go into executive session to deliberate and receive advice from legal counsel on the contested case. With that, the board will now go into executive session only for the purpose of receiving advice from legal counsel on contested cases for the protection of the public interest. Good morning. We are going to assume our state board meeting with action items which include, if you will, the cases that we're working right now. We will now move to the action items on.
We gotta come out of executive
that's-
session.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Is there a motion to come out of executive session?
Yes. I move that the State Board of Education come out of executive session into active.
Is there a second?
Second.
Very good. Is there any discussion on this motion? Denise, please call roll.
Witzel,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
Kojans,
Yes.
Wise, Fricky,
Yes.
McPherson,
Yes.
O'Halloran, Nichols.
Yes.
6 yes, 2 absent.
Thank you very much, Denise. Motion passed, and we are out of executive session. We will now move to the action items requiring the full board. Maureen, is there a motion on item 7.1-A and NDE case number 18-02?
Yes. I move in the matter of the reinstatement of Donald Webben, NDE case number 1802, that this board adopt the findings of fact, conclusions of law, and the recommendation of the Nebraska Professional Practices Commission, allowing petitioner to apply for a teaching certificate and to adopt the final order proposed by legal counsel.
Thank you, Maureen. Is there a second?
Second.
By Patricia. Is there any discussion on this motion? Hearing none. Denise, please call roll.
Nichols,
Yes.
O'Halloran, McPherson,
Yes.
Fricky,
Yes.
Wise, Kojans,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
Witzel.
Yes.
6 yes, 2 absent.
Passes. Thank you very much. Patrick, is there a motion on item 7.1-B in NDE case number 18-03?
Yes. I move in Commissioner versus Brooks Wells, NDE case number 18-03, that this board adopt the findings of fact, conclusions of law, and the recommendation of the Nebraska Professional Practices Commission permanently revoking respondent's teaching certificate and to adopt the final order proposed by legal counsel.
Is there a second?
I second.
Motion made by Patrick, second by Lisa. Is there any discussion on this motion? Hearing seen none. Denise, please call roll.
McPherson,
Yes.
O'Halloran, Nichols,
Yes.
Witzel,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
Kojans,
Yes.
Wise, Fricky.
Yes.
6 yes, 2 absent.
Thank you very much. Patricia, is there a motion on item 7.1.C in NDE case number 18-04?
Yes. I move in Commissioner versus Jesse Fisher, NDE case number 18-04, that this board adopt the findings of fact, conclusions of law from the commission. However, this board determines that the appropriate sanction should be a 3-year revocation, and to adopt the final order proposed by legal counsel.
Is there a second?
I second.
Thank you, Patsy. The motion was made by Patricia and seconded by Patsy. Is there any discussion on this motion? Seeing or hearing none. Denise, please call roll.
Kojans,
Yes.
Fricky,
Yes.
McPherson,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Witzel,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
Wise, O'Halloran. 6 yes, 2 absent.
Motion passes. That concludes all of our action items. And a work session will be held on Thursday, June 7th at 2 p.m. and a board meeting held on Friday, June 8th at 9 a.m. in this room. The May State Board meeting is now adjourned.